It's Amanchu. Welcome to Minecraft Bedrock vs. Java, where I play through both versions of the game and compare them. I am back here in my Bedrock world in the Woodland Mansion, and you can see lots of frogs behind me. I had intended to make a farm to produce Froglights, but that's going to be easier said than done. Frogs naturally attack slime cubes that are small in size, and in fact, they eat slimes as their primary food. But they'll also eat small magma cubes, and when they do, they drop frog lights, and there's a different color of frog light for each of the three colors of frogs. The problem is, magma cubes only naturally spawn in the nether. And so I have to set up a farm in the nether somewhere that's going to produce lots of magma cubes, and then get the frogs there. It's going to take a few steps to do that. For now, I'm going to leave the frogs where they are and just head to the nether to find a place to set up this farm. And the way I'm going to make this farm in the Bedrock world, it will also work in the Java world. I'm not going to do it the same way in the Java world, though. I'm going to do it a little differently, because I'm going to make the farm using a magma cube spawner. And it's kind of the best bet option I have for Bedrock Edition as to how to make the farm. Magma cube spawners are only found in Bastion remnants. Just take it as a lesson learned that I learned the hard way. Make sure when you look on Chunk Base for Bastion remnants, you're looking for the right type. There are 4 types. There's the Hogland Stables, I think it's called the Barracks or Living Quarters, and the Bridge Bastion, and then there's a Treasure Room Bastion. I need the Treasure Room Bastion. I looked up coordinates on Chunk Base and said, oh, Bridge Bastion, that's where the Treasure Room is, isn't it? It's not. It's totally not. It's got to be the Treasure Room version. And I dug this nice looking tunnel out to where there's a Bridge Bastion, but that's not the right kind. Incidentally, I do like this Junglewood door. I think it goes really well with the mud blocks. It's a nice combination. But I might as well wall this off again, because this is not where I need to be. What I actually need to find is a treasure room, not a Bridge Bastion. And that's pretty far out. Fortunately, it's not too much further from this. And this is why it's a good idea to make your nether hub down low in the world. At least in Bedrock Edition. When I made my nether hub in Java Edition, I showed why it's problematic to do it in that version, but in Bedrock Edition, I'm not going to run into the same pockets of lava. There it is. Alright, this is it. Always best to tackle these from the top down, so maybe I should pillar up to the top and clear it out. The first thing I need to do with this bastion is get rid of all the piglin brutes, because they are always hostile, even if I'm wearing golden armor, and they hit pretty hard. Once I get rid of them, they're gone for good. This looks like a treasure room. And like I say, the magma cube spawner, there's the treasure right there. With those gold blocks, and there's a chest that has particularly good loot. And under that staircase and that little bridge there, I think there should be a magma cube spawner. I can't see it, and it's far enough away that no magma cubes are going to spawn right now. But I have to get rid of those piglin brutes before I do anything else. That section leads to another part, which I don't need to get to, like ever. I'll just block that off. There's one. Be hard to hit from here. Gotcha. One down. The floor is very uneven, lots of holes in it. So I'd be careful to try to fill things in. Wait. Thought I saw somebody. There you are. There's another one gone. Lots more left. I think that upset people. Yeah, they're all angry at me. But I don't think they can get to me. I hope. Just wait for everybody to calm down. They'll forget about me eventually. See if that'll hit him. That hit him. Another one down. Got rid of him. Oh! They noticed. Alright, hang on. This is too dangerous. I don't know how many other piglins are around. Let's just wait for them to calm down. There's the spawner right there. I'm still far enough away that it's not activated yet, but once it is... well, that's another issue I'm going to have to deal with. I made it down about to the level of the spawner. It is active, and there's a lot of magma cubes here. This may be a bit of a problem for me. I need to back away out of range of it for a minute. Alright, after the painstaking process, and it was a long painstaking process of slowly working my way down and getting rid of all the piglin brutes, now I have the next problem, which is the spawner is spawning in a lot of magma cubes. And I need to stop that from happening, and that's going to be tricky. Most spawners, the mobs that they spawn will not spawn unless the light level is 0. Blaze spawners are a little more difficult because they'll spawn at a light level less than 12, so you need a lot more light. More spawners, you can just put a single torch on them to prevent spawns. Magma cubes don't care about light level, so I can't just light it up to prevent spawns. I'm going to have to do something else. I'm going to try and fill in all of the blocks which are spawnable space around that spawner, and that's going to be 1 block above or below, and in Bedrock Edition, 4 blocks horizontally in every direction, and it's orthogonally 4 blocks, so it forms kind of a diamond shape. I think the way I'm going to tackle this, I need to make a safe zone here to work in. I'm going to put away all of my armor. And I hope this works. I'm going to drink a potion of invisibility. Whoops. That was a potion of water breathing. I have a potion of invisibility, don't I? Yes. Okay, I'm going to drink a potion of water breathing because you know that's going to help me in the nether. Potion of invisibility and fire resistance. My hope is that the magma cubes will not see me and attack me. I hope. And I have to work fast here. It looks like they are ignoring me, I think. Mostly. Except I have no armor, so if they hit me, it hurts a lot. Yeah, I think they're ignoring me except when they fall on my head. I need to go 4 blocks out. In every direction. This seems to be working. For now. Okay. I don't think that the magma cubes are attacking me directly. They're just... once in a while they might run into me accidentally and hurt me. Oh, God! God, what the hell? The Enderman hit me! What am I supposed to do about that? I knew this was going to be a challenge. I knew it. Let me make my way back down here quickly. Cover all this stuff. See if I can get my netherite tools back there, conveniently floating in the lava. It's a nice thing about netherite. Okay, I think I've done it. I don't think there's any more that are going to spawn in. Unfortunately, there's still Endermen hanging on right here. I better put my armor back on. I don't need to be invisible anymore. Now I have to get rid of the magma cubes that are here. But that shouldn't be too hard to do. How do you like me now? Now that I have full netherite armor on, not as dangerous. There's just a few magma cubes left, the small ones. And as I deal with them, I'm going to fill in this entire floor of lava. Get rid of it. I don't want this lava here. Okay, now, inside there is the magma cube spawner. I have now gotten rid of all the lava. I'm still having issue with Endermen spawning in. This must be near a warped forest because I'm seeing Endermen all over the frickin' place. I want to try and spawn-proof this area to prevent these guys from spawning in because it's going to be easy for me to happen to look at them and aggro them. But with this area now secure, I can clean up these gold blocks and see what's in these chests. Alright, some diamond gear, blocks of iron, that's good stuff. Yeah, that's not bad gear. I've seen better, but it's not bad. I'm going to light up this area a little bit better. Try to spawn-proof it against Endermen. And do a little cleanup before the next step. Now I'm going to put an outer wall around this spawnable space that will be 11 by 11. Now in Bedrock Edition, mobs will spawn in the northwest corner of a block. So I don't have a map on me, but let's assume that's north and that's west. And they decide to spawn on this block, they'd spawn on this corner. If I had solid blocks on the outside here, it would prevent the spawn. Same over here. This is the northwest corner. It prevents spawn on these spaces. Unless I use glass blocks, that should prevent that problem and allow for more spawnable area. Although magma cubes are larger than normal mobs, and I'm not sure how that might affect things. Hopefully this will work. Alright, so the bottom of that scaffolding is 5 blocks below the spawner. I want to dig down another 5 blocks so that the very bottom of the spawning area is 10 blocks down. Okay, I've laid down some rails for a hopper minecart. Now if I put this on here, it should run along those rails in a nice loop. I've used redstone blocks to power these things, which is kind of overkill. You could just use levers, they're a lot cheaper to make. I use these redstone blocks because it's easy to see where the power sources are that way. That's really the only reason I did that. Kind of a cool feature of the new update, the wild update, is that it used to be when you broke a minecart with hopper. I don't know why it's called that. I like to call it a hopper minecart. When you break it, it used to break down into a hopper and a minecart. Now it stays together as a minecart with hopper. Same with minecart chests. You break those down and they stay minecart chests. They don't break down into a chest and a minecart separately. There's pros and cons to that. I kind of like it that way, though. Not really sure what kind of... Honest to God, I don't want to make an Enderman farm, but that's what I got here. I just don't know how to prevent that. There's a large warped forest surrounding this bastion. I tried lighting up around the outside walls because clearly you see they're spawning in... They're showing up here with warped nylium, which means they're spawning outside here and picking this up and then teleporting in. And I don't know what to do about it. I can't seem to light up the area well enough to make them not show up. Alright, I gotta figure out what kind of blocks to use for the base here. I think I will try this block. Alright, now the base of this farm should be 7 blocks below the spawner. That's where I want it. So the magma cubes that spawn are going to be probably a lot of large magma cubes and medium-sized magma cubes. Not a lot of small ones. And the frogs will only eat the small ones. So I'm gonna get out some powdered snow. Powdered snow, it's an interesting material. This is probably the first time I've tried to use it in a mob farm. It looks a lot like regular snow, but if you step into it, you can actually fall into it. You see that kind of halo effect of frost. It means I'm getting very cold, and ultimately I'll start to take freezing damage from being in it. I can avoid falling into it if I wear leather boots. If I'm wearing any kind of leather armor at all, I won't get cold from being inside of it. But if I place these powdered snow essentially in a grid every other block, the magma cubes that spawn, any medium or large size magma cube, will actually take damage from the powdered snow, and that will cause them to break down from large magma cubes to medium sized and then to small. And as soon as you get the small size, the frogs will be able to eat them. The frogs are also not immune to the damage that can be caused by those snow blocks, the powdered snow blocks, but they're too short to get hit by it, and if they briefly jump into it, it's not going to hurt them. So they shouldn't be affected by that. I can finish filling this in now. I'm not completely done yet, but I'm ready to get the frogs and bring them here. That's going to be tricky to do too. Okay, let's get these frogs. It looks like, apparently, even though this is a swamp, mangrove swamp biome, and it's a warm biome, that's where the white frogs came from. This frog grew as a tadpole over here, and this is a temperate biome, so it's a different color. I don't want all of these. I'd like 2 of each color, so I gotta get these frogs to go through that portal. They're in. Okay. Okay, now the next trick is to get these frogs to follow me all the way to that bastion. Seem to be having a little trouble navigating. Come on, guys. Get up here. I know you can do it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Only have a couple 100 blocks to go. Shouldn't be too hard. Don't appreciate that Enderman being there. Okay, I think I got them all in place. Now, let's tie you down. There. You guys stay put. And you, get out of here. Don't need you here. Okay, that's 3 of the 6 frogs. Now I need 1 more temperate frog and 2 cold climate frogs. They're going to have to come from further away. I may not be able to get 3 at a time this time. More like 1 at a time. Now, one issue I'm going to have with these frogs that I made in the end dimension is when I push them through the portal back to the overworld, they're going to end up at world spawn. I want to be there too. So I set my spawn point and then broke the bed so that hopefully when I come back through, I'll end up at world spawn as well. And the frogs will be right there. Come on, guys. I'm going to take you to a much warmer place than you are right now. A lot warmer. I guess I could drag them a lot faster than I first realized. That helps. The trick here is I don't think I can get them in there while they're on leads. I have to break the leads. Wait, did they just go in? Maybe I'm wrong. Shoot, I wish I was looking at that. Looks like maybe they went in and broke the leads. Well, let's see if they're over there. Yup, they did. Okay. I didn't think they could go in there at all while they're on leads, but apparently they can. They just break the leads when they do. Good to know. I learned something today. Now you're going back into the nether, where it's much warmer than it was where you were. Another interesting feature of Bedrock Edition I didn't even realize until recently. If you attach a lead to... Actually, I don't think that's exclusive to Bedrock Edition. If you attach a lead to a mob that's in a boat, it will get out of the boat. Which is kind of convenient. Okay. I got everybody trapped in here, including myself. Let's free all these frogs. Okay. The frogs are contained. We have frog containment. I'm just about ready. I just had to finish the roof. Yeah, look at all those lights. I gotta get the cart going. Where did I leave the cart? Let's put the cart in here. And there is a magma cube there. And there's an enderman in my face. Alright. Let's get that minecart going. Well, I think I can say this farm took a lot of effort, but it is producing me large amounts of these froglights. They have the pearlescent froglight, it's kind of a purplish color, and the verdant froglight's kind of a greenish color, and the ochre froglight's kind of yellow. Don't ask me which one comes from which frog, I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I have 2 of each type in there, and they're producing for me lots of these froglights. I'm beginning to have some doubts about this farm, though. I might have needed to add more frogs. I figured 6 would be more than enough to keep up, but it doesn't look like they are. Still, I'm getting plenty of froglights from this. Okay, I think I have this thing, finally have it working good. I made a couple modifications to the original idea. First of all, I always screw this up. I had the roof too low. It was only like 2 blocks above the spawner, and that wasn't right. Some magma cubes were occasionally spawning on top of the roof and then coming outside of that containment area. That was bad. I raised it up so now the roof is 4 blocks above that spawner. That's plenty high enough. I'm not too worried about magma cubes dwelling on top of the spawner because, you know, they tend to pathfind around and jump off. I'm having an occasional issue with the powdered snow disappearing for some reason. I don't know why that is, but I've added like a bunch of extra to that corner, and I have some spare powdered snow over here in case I need more. I altered this minecart with a couple of things. I have an unloader here now so that the hopper minecart will stop and unload stuff because it was never fully unloading. Back up a little bit and show it here. So with the addition of this system to unload the hopper minecart, and I've used this kind of system before. I used that on the wool farm and on the pumpkin and melon farm. Now the hopper minecart will stop and fully unload every time. I also extended out the rails by a block on this side because it was just on the edge of where the floor of the farm was, and you know, it's kind of hard to see, but when it's whipping around that corner really fast, it's not picking up anything on the blocks on the corner. So by extending that rails by an extra block, that makes it so that it can pick up blocks from over on that edge. Otherwise it wasn't picking up blocks on that edge. What else did I do? So this whole time I was getting harassed by Enderman. It was ridiculous. So I exited out of the game and I reset the simulation distance to 4 because I noticed most of the Endermen had warp nylium or some other blocks from a warp forest that they were carrying when they were here. And they didn't pick that up from the bastion. They obviously spawned outside the bastion and teleported in here. I'm still getting some showing up occasionally, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. It was horrible. There were so many. This whole thing was duplicating as a Enderman spawner, an Enderman farm. But now this is producing lots of lights of all the 3 colors, plus a bunch of magma cream, which I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do with that. Apparently now I'm getting occasional gold nuggets. There were some Ziglins that managed to get in there at some point. Well, that's just what I've collected so far. It more than fills a shulker box. Well, now I got this farm working, and I'm quite happy with it. It is prolific. It's giving me plenty of the Froglights. But it was a pain to set this up. It took me hours to get it done. This farm, it's not that complicated, but it's involved to build it. I have to clear out the bastion. I have to get rid of all the lava. I have to cover up the spawner so it doesn't spawn magma cubes while I'm working. I have to get the frogs out here. It's a lot of work to do. Not complicated, but it's a lot of work to do. And I could do this in Java Edition, but I'm not going to because there's an easier way to make this farm in Java Edition. And I'll show you that now. And now, if you've been following the series, it's pretty obvious this is the Java world because I'm on the Nether roof. This is an ideal place for building many farms, including this Froglight farm, because I don't have to deal with spawn-proofing anything. I don't have to deal with, I might be in a biome where Endermen show up. No, that's not going to happen. And I have all the space I need. I don't have to work around the spawner. I can make my own spawnable space and make sure only magma cubes can spawn on it. It's going to be much more convenient. Getting the frogs here should be a little easier too, since my Nether hub is also on the roof of the Nether. So here I've laid out the base of where the farm is going to be, and I have all this track laid out. This is modeled after what I did for the pumpkin and melon farm, and why I didn't duplicate that for the Bedrock Edition farm. Well, I tried to, but I forgot how I did it. So what I have here is the minecart with a hopper will unload over here, and it's got the same kind of system here for stopping the minecart if there's anything in it, and it'll run back along this track and loop around and come back down to here. When it gets to a juncture like this, it will turn either south or west, and this direction is south, so it will turn that way. If I start this minecart going, it'll loop around and pick up all the stuff. The base spawning area is going to be 8 blocks wide. I've made this platform 9 blocks wide. I have an extra block of glass here, remembering that when the minecart loops around here real fast, it's probably not going to pick up items from here, so I'm not going to have anything here. It'll be from here over to here. The hopper minecart should pick up those items. Then come back over here and unload them all. And once it's unloaded, it heads out again. Perfect. I'll just break that for now. Alright, now on top of this I should build the base where the frogs will go and where the magma cubes are going to spawn. So for the tracks, the way I've laid them out to work, it doesn't really matter how wide it is this way, but in this direction it should be an even number of blocks. So I have it an 8 by 12 area. And I'll leave that part open. The roof here will be 4 blocks above the floor where the magma cubes could spawn. And by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, but the biome I have chosen to put this in is a basalt delta. The only mobs that can spawn a basalt delta are magma cubes, which is what I want, striders, which only spawn in or on lava sources, and gas. And I believe the roof here is low enough that no gas will spawn inside here. We'll find out. If they do, not a big deal, because I think they'll also get killed by the powdered snow. And I'll get some extra gunpowder and gas tiers out of that. I had to think for a while about what kind of temporary block to use to place the powdered snow on. End rods or something I had. And then it worked nicely. Okay, I think the farm looks ready. Ready to get some frogs. Oh, that's right. I left you guys right here. That's convenient. One of them jumped right in the boat for me. Come along, friend. Let's see if this works in Java Edition too. Well, maybe not. Is that a Bedrock only feature? Well, I checked the wiki and supposedly you should be able to use a lead on a mob and get it out of the boat that way, but it doesn't seem to work that way in Java Edition. I just get into the boat. I should be able to get it out with a fishing rod though. Nope, that's not working either. So, I can't seem to get it out anyway. I just have to break the boat. Another interesting feature in Java Edition I found. In Bedrock Edition, if I was to try and use this post when there's already leads on it, it would break the leads that are on it. But if I have something on a lead and I use this post in Java Edition, it just adds it to the post, so it's just more stuff tied to it. I'd have to use it again when I don't have anything on a lead currently to break all those leads. I don't need to have multiple fence posts for each trip, or every time I want to add somebody to the fence post, I have to break all the leads and then reset them. Alright, that's 4 frogs. Now I just need the ones from the end. It's something interesting I just discovered. In Bedrock Edition, when I used the bed to reset my spawn point and then broke it and placed it back down, I still came back. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I guess I got that advancement because at some point I have had every color frog on a lead. Okay, finally got them grown up, and we're starting a next generation. Let's get these guys where I need them. Now the only problem is I used the bed to set my spawn point at the portal in the stronghold, and then broke the bed and replaced it. In Bedrock Edition that worked, and that put me back at world spawn. I don't know if that's going to work here. No, it did not. Even though I broke this bed and placed it again, it didn't matter. I'm still back here. So I gotta go back to the world spawns point through the nether hub. Catch up to those frogs. Just don't know. I can't put a lead on the boat. I don't think I can push it either. Yeah, I cannot use a lead on these frogs. That's kind of dumb, honestly. That's annoying. Don't like it. Alright, I think I got all the frogs in here. Now let's release them all. Make sure to collect all the leads. And then equip that. Ha! You're all trapped in there. This farm should now be done. It's ready. Let me get rid of this because those steps were spawnable blocks. Alright. Everything's set. All that's left to do is to pillar up with this scaffolding to the world build limit, which is Y256 in Java Edition in the Nether. And I'll climb up here because this will be my AFK spot. Now, from this position at Y256, the only spawnable space within 128 blocks of me should be that platform where the frogs are hanging out. And the only thing that'll be able to spawn in there is magma cubes. So I just have to stand here and wait. Unfortunately, at this height, with the fog effect, I can't see what's down there. I can't see what's happening down there. I have to assume magma cubes are spawning, and they're getting damaged by the powdered snow, knocked down to be small magma cubes, which are getting eaten by the frogs and turned into froglights. I'm just assuming that's going to work. Let me hang out here for about 10 minutes and see what the result is. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's head down and see what we got. Definitely seeing magma cubes in there. Yeah, look at them froggos go. Eating all the magma cubes. Now, are the froglights getting picked up? Yep. Perfect. And make sure the hopper minecart stops to unload. It does. Great. Alright, that's not bad. I am getting some of every color. Plus some magma cream that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with. I haven't timed how long I was at the farm in Bedrock Edition, so I can't really compare the two directly. But I know that, you know, in 10 minutes it's giving me this. This is good. I think that's good enough. Good enough to be a working farm. Well, so that was the farm in Java Edition, and, you know, I can't build above the bedrock ceiling of the Nether in Bedrock Edition, so this isn't possible in Bedrock Edition. I could build a farm, a Froglight farm, in a Basalt Delta in Bedrock Edition, but it'd have to be under the Nether roof. I'd have to spawn-proof a huge area. It just wouldn't be practical to do. It'd be worse than the hassle I went through to make the farm in the Treasure Room Bastion. If you made it this far in this video, you probably like what you saw, so click on the like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. Next time I'm going to explore some other wild update stuff. Maybe going to a deep, dark place. I wonder what that could be. Next time on Amon Chooses Minecraft Java vs. Bedrock.